Hello world, how are you? This is Irvin Cody here. I just wanted to put a little food for thought on your mind. Today is January 20th. Today makes exactly 4 months since I moved from Atlanta, Georgia to Bangkok, Thailand. And I kind of wanted to reflect real fast on just my transition. I just got done running like 20 laps, so I'm like sweating like crazy, but excuse that. But I've had a lot of time to think, and it's amazing when you step out of the rat race and you actually have time to yourself, that quiet time. And this is the first time in my life where I've had consecutive months just by myself. And it was a very humbling experience. One, to move to another country by yourself. Two, no girlfriend, no girl, no none of that. I never talk about my personal life, but my last girlfriend still in Atlanta, and me moving here, it was definitely a transition. But the time that I've had by myself, I've had time to reflect. And I had the time to think about what's really important, what really matters. And living in Thailand, you really understand the word minimalist, learning how to live with what you need, not what you want. And I had to learn that, and it was very difficult. I'm talking about the guy that got 20 different Air Maxes, 20 different Jordans, 20 different Nike shirts, 20 different workout. Come on. I had everything I wanted, and it was amazing. I remember when I moved to Atlanta, I said, I wanted to be the best barber. I wanted to be the best cycle instructor. The top, I wanted to have a crib downtown with the view. I wanted to have a new, BMW 3-4 series, whatever, and that's what I wanted. And I did it. I became the best barber, cool. I became the best instructor, cool. I got the car, cool. I got the crib, cool. I got the girl, cool. But I realized I still wasn't happy, Like I still felt like I was missing something, you know what I mean? And it's amazing in life when everything that you work hard for, when you finally get it, you realize, damn, all of this I worked hard for to get, and it still doesn't bring me happiness, And I can look back in many of my relationships where I can tell you the last 10 girls said, you're never satisfied. I feel like I can't satisfy you. And I'm thinking to myself like, man, I think of myself as a simple person. I don't need that much, but I hold myself to a certain standard of accomplishments, and I hold myself to a certain standard of mindset. The way I think is, if I have a free moment, either I'm learning something, I'm reading something, or I'm putting something in that can help me, whether it's nutrition, whether I'm eating something that's gonna give me nutrition, give me energy, whether I'm reading something that's gonna enlighten my brain to when I see somebody or I meet someone from someplace, I can have a conversation because I can relate no matter where they're from, where they're at, race, religion, doesn't matter, And I've traveled around the world and I've met people from 100 years old to people, 16 years old, backpackers, backpacking through Cambodia somewhere, you know what I mean? I'm talking about from extreme to extreme. And I had this thing where whenever I met someone, I don't care how young or how old, I would always ask them, what is the number one most important thing you learned in all your years? Whether it's 16, 20 years on earth, whether it's 100 years, And the majority of people that I've met, enlightened people, they've told me that the number one thing that they've learned was to have that quiet time to yourself. And I said all that to bring it here. This time that I've had to have that quiet time to myself, I've never heard God speak to me more clear, I feel like I've accomplished more in these last 3 or 4 months than I have in the last couple years of me living around, different places. And I feel like that's my purpose, to tell whoever watching this that, you know what? You have to take a second and step away from the distractions. You know, this book I was reading, it was talking about 101 million distractions that we have in the world, whether it's social media, whether it's, you know, our relationships, our woman, our dude, or whoever, your mother, your father, whatever distractions that you have in your life. You know, I've had to learn that you have to have that quiet time, one. So it's two things that I have learned living here. One, quiet time to hear God speak to you. And when I mean quiet, I mean quiet. Sit still, turn the phone off, and listen. A lot of people pray. A lot of people talk to God. But do they take the time to listen to his response? A lot of people don't, especially me. You know, I'll pray about something and I'll answer it myself. And that is what I want to give to the world. Next, you know, I have learned that no matter how enlightened you are mentally, if your physical isn't enlightened, then you're not gonna match. You know what I mean? It's almost like me working out 10 hours a day, but then I come home and I eat a double large pizza. It made all those 10 hours exempt. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's almost like, what is the point of reading? What is the point of learning all this knowledge and having your brain so strong, which this is the strongest muscle right here, but your physical is not in shape? But you put in foods that slow you down. You smoke cigarettes that make you tired. You drink alcohol that makes you lay in the bed for a whole 24 hours the next day because you were drinking. So I just want you guys to be conscious. That's what I'm saying. It's not passing judgment, it's consciousness. And back to that minimalist, you know, living here, I have learned how to buy only what I need. You know, I'm gonna give you this quick example. It's almost like people go to the store and they're like, all right, let me buy 4 deodorants, 3, you know, toothpaste, and you know, 100 pair or whatever that they think they need. And actually you only need 1 deodorant and 1 toothpaste. When you finish that toothpaste, you finish that deodorant, you go buy another. That's where I'm living at right now, you know. And so that's my mission. Tell everybody, you know what? It's all right to step out of that box of wasting your whole check on a Louis Vuitton bag or wasting your whole check on a material thing that's going to depreciate as soon as you buy it, you know? So this is Irvin, Mr. Thrill Cycle here, saying stay conscious and let's start loving the things that are free, like air, like to be able to wake up in the morning and go run and eat good foods and be happy. That's the true point that God put us here for. Happiness, not material. Sawadee Kap. I'm out.